I have a saying that there's more to life than what meets the eye. I've heard a lot of people say that as well. It's not my quote, so I cannot claim it. But if there's more to life than what we see, it means that there's more to showbiz than just the business we see every day. It means that when you're in show business, you need to cling to something. Well, maybe it's just a thought. But we hear of stories of people who have gone to visit certain fetish. Some people say they cling to God. Others who are Muslims say Allah is the source of your strength. Definitely, there's something that somebody is holding on to when they decide to be in show business. But you know, like they say, there's always a restriction. There's always a commandment that goes with anything you cling to. When it comes to Christianity, we know what the good book says. Islam, I'm sure, has some words in the Quran that goes against the profession or goes for the profession that people decide to embark on in show business. We get to find out more today as we delve into show business and religion. How much effect does religion have on show business? I've heard people say they can't do certain things because they're tied to God. I don't know. We'll do that with our male guests first. We have, in no particular order, let me introduce them to you. Trigmatic is a staunch Christian. I know that for a fact. I've seen him talk about the good book several times on social media. I know also that he's a radio presenter and a musician for that matter. How is he able to merge what the holy book says, the good book says, in all the commandments and all the girls he gets to shoot with and all the songs, secular songs he plays on radio? I don't know about that. Then also I have T-Flow, who is a staunch Muslim. He doesn't look it, I tell him all the time. He's a Muslim. I know that he does his prayers. I know also that he fears Allah. But he sings secular songs. I thought that they even said that the Quran had some strict words there, even than the Bible. We get to find out how he's managing both here on the G-Spot. We're coming to you from the premises of Orca Decor, where you can find beautiful furniture, homeware, your kitchenware, and also sports for your children. Christmas is approaching. They have great offers for you. Look for them on the Spinks Road, close to Flower Pot, and come get some discounts from them. We are live on Joy Prime channel 281 on DSTV. Join the discussion now, showbiz and religion with Trigmatic and T-Flow. You're welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, so I've been talking blah, 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 blah about you guys. And when we said we're going to discuss this topic, I said, look, I'm worried for these guys because I'm sure by the time we're done this topic, when you go to church and when you go to the mosque, people begin to ask you questions. But let's start from how people normally will raise eyebrows when you're a church folk and then they see you do secular. Or did you begin to do music before you began, you know, to serve God seriously? I don't know how it started for you.
Well, thank you. For me, I've always had the balance, you know. I mean, I grew up, in a Christian family. So I haven't really been separated from my faith, if I should say. Maybe the growth is what took time, but I've always, my family's always been to church. Even when before the showbiz, I was still going to church and I still go after all of it. So there's never really been like a moment. But yes, with growth, you know, there's been stages, you know, where there's been upgrades in my spirituality. In terms of my faith and all of that. So, and
I'm sure when your parents, you told them that you're going to do secular music, they were worried because, like you said, you come from a Christian family.
Well, they were not. I mean, I live in a very liberal, you know, place where really it wasn't even about that. Because also I'm a very straightforward person. I'm a very guided person mentally. You know, I even before I grew spiritually, I was always guided by certain values, you know, which myself I don't struggle with. Is part of me, you know, and so it wasn't really difficult. My house is not a place that they say maybe sit here, do this, don't do this. So it was quite free. So
you had your way around the things. Now, T-Flow, how strict is the Quran when it comes to show business? I'm asking because, you know, normally we hear that with the Islam is even difficult. There's nothing like liberal, no freedom. You just have to go by what it says.
I would say it's quite strict. I've had so many conversations. The last confrontation I had was after I did a photo shoot. After VGMA winning the award, we did this photo shoot to thank the fans, and I had a jacket on with nothing, no vest underneath, and just had chains on. First of all, I had my imam confront my brother that I shouldn't do something like that. And so Islam-wise, I believe it's very strict to some extent. However, I feel like Allah understands humanity so much. That is how I feel. First of all, I sit down and I tell myself, where did all this come from? I used to be just a dancer, I used to be a footballer, and suddenly I'm a rapper. I started from KNUST doing something small, and suddenly the whole of Ghana knows me because of this talent. And I don't think I woke up and decided to do music, and so I had to sit down and learn how to rap. No, it just came naturally, which makes me feel like it is a gift. If it's actually a gift, then my perception is it came from above. If that is the case, then I have to be able to manipulate it in a way that it doesn't affect human life or it doesn't affect religion negatively. I feel like that's...
You think you've been able to do that?
Yeah, for to the larger extent. I mean, I don't recall doing anything that has in any way affected any human life in any way.
You play on words as a rapper, and your play on words sometimes would come with certain words that you're smiling. I know you know where I'm going to, that people will hear and like, okay, have you forgotten what the Quran says? But it's play on words. And I'm sure people see you and say, but you're not the T-flow we brought up in a certain way and blah, blah, blah. So then it's also stifling your creativity because you have to try in a way not to make the Islamic community get angry with you.
I feel like if anybody decides to allow you to do anything you want at all, I don't think they are being very good to you. Like I said earlier, I was prompted about something I did that probably could have been in a different way. I could have still done that photo shoot and made it look as nice as I want and send the message in a different way. When those concerns are shared is very important. That same imam will hit me up in the night and say, you are praying with us tonight. Ramadan time, you are saying tahajjud with us. Because they don't feel like that photo shoot doesn't make me any more of a spiritual person. So I think everything has to do with...
They rather feel that photo shoot makes you less of a spiritual person?
No.
Because it says, why didn't you cover up or something?
No, they know that we are human. And so you cannot have it all.
But don't you think that, and this is for you guys, it is because we are Africans, our setting is different. I've seen Megan Good. She's married to a pastor, Franklin Devon, I think that's his name. And I've seen her, I don't know, she's almost all the time showing cleavage. And there was a video I saw where they had gone to, the husband was preaching and all that, and somebody tried to tell the wife that she needs to dress up properly. And this man of God says, no, she would dress anyhow she wants to dress. And every time I see Megan Good, I say she cannot be in any Ghanaian church, in fact, any African church. So don't you think that it is because we are Africans, the kind of mentality we have, you know, because there might
personally, this particular topic, I don't think it has anything to do with Africa. I think improper is improper.
Yeah, I mean.
But what is improper?
I mean, no, but let me even catch you. Megan Good is not bigger than Christianity. She's a human being. She's nowhere. She doesn't define Christianity. Neither does her husband.
Yeah.
Neither does any man of God.
Yeah.
Christ is Christ. God is God. Like he said, right is right, wrong is wrong. Megan Good should not be in any position, be able to tell you, an African queen, how to dress. If she wants to go topless, our mothers were not going topless. Your mom would not be happy seeing you, not because she's a Christian, because she came from a certain setting that that has a way that we dress. They have a way that we honor our women. They have a way that we adore our women. We have a way we adore. You see, human beings are funny. When it goes for them, it's good. Yeah. When it doesn't go for them, it's bad. So it doesn't really matter. It's a matter of vision, purpose, and choice.
Well, we'll have to take a break now and I'll have the ladies join us. He's brought in a different argument, a matter of vision and choice. We'll get to know whether we have lost, you know, first, people think that showbiz, you've lost the religion feel. Now, it looks like we are losing the vision, and then the choice also has gone, you know, towards the negative, because what we see these days are semi-nude videos, youth, smoking, drinking in almost every videos we see, and they are musicians, so they would come back when the ladies join us later in the battle of the sexes. We take a break here on the G-Spot. We'll be back with the ladies.
That's the fact that I'm constantly being told things that I don't believe in to do.
Like?
Going to church and paying tithes and those things.
I wouldn't say I'm a religious person, and I'm not comfortable with the tag of religion.
I don't need to go to anybody's church to go and give them money.
But the Bible says you should.
Well, you can, listen, the Bible interpreted by so many different people. That's up to them.
There's something within you that has to connect to God in a way for you to be able to love and love well. And so we're all capable of loving.
Welcome back from the break. This is still the G-Spot on Joy Prime. We're coming to you from the premises of Orca Decor, located on the Spinks Road, Flower Pot Junction. Just ask and come through. They have furniture, they have kitchenwares, they have all kinds of decor. You know, you want to make your home beautiful, come through Orca and you definitely will get some discounts. Now, my makeup is by Ellis Makeover, my costume by Adjoa Yeboah Clothing. Thank you, Adjoa, for my top. And we've been talking about showbiz and religion. If you just joined, you've missed out a great deal. The men have been joining us with their thoughts on showbiz and religion. T-Flow and Trigmatic have been sharing how much effect showbiz or religion has had on their business as show personalities or showbiz personalities, however you put it, because it's showbiz and so it's a show business. And so now we're going to have Auntie Paulina Odro, who is a musician. She's done some acting as well. You definitely would have to know Auntie Paulina because she's from back in the day. She's been there, seen it, done it, and she would definitely tell us how much of a religious or spiritual person she is and what impact that has had on her career as a musician and also as an actress. And also Classy Judy, who is a television presenter and an actress, also an entrepreneur, because now she's doing some fascinators. She brought me one. I wish I could show that to you on TV.
Show it.
I'll show you them. I'll show them, so you can hit her up for that. And both ladies will be joining us for this discussion on show business and religion. And I start by asking if there's a clash, you know, between showbiz and religion. Auntie Paulina.
I wouldn't call it clash. Definitely not. To me, religion is a label.
Oh, really?
Yes. You belong to different sectors, and we're all praising one God. We're worshiping one
Are we sure
God.
we're all worshiping one God?
I believe so. I just think that we just labeled it. I belong to this sector, I belong to that sector. I was brought up as a Catholic, a Roman. Reached a point of my life and I believe that wasn't for me. Do you understand? I'm very spiritual.
You believe what wasn't for you?
Being a Roman Catholic,
Okay.
I didn't feel like I belonged to that sector. I actually believe God is one thing, love. Simple, love. Once you have love inside you, you're godly.
So you didn't have to go to church to, you know,
Have
that love?
No. We're born with love.
Well, the good book says you shouldn't forgo the gathering of the brethren. So
We're not forgetting or forgotten anybody. Nobody does that. You see each other every single day. Show it. What are we forgetting? We've got a habit of grouping ourselves. You see, this is an individual thing. This is my individual thing. Everybody else have a way of worshiping God. I know what I went through as a child. Going to, you know, it's a religious thing my mother made sure we did. Going to church, going through my catechism, my first communion, the whole work, being baptized, did the same to my children.
So what changed your perspective then?
Just the fact that I'm constantly being told things that I don't believe in to do.
Like?
Going to church and paying tithes and those things. I mean, that was not Roman. We don't do that. We do. I mean, I help people every day. I pay school fees. I help people every single day.
So would you say that tithing was what, you know, got you
No. That's one of them, no.
One of them.
There's so many things that, there's so much hypocrisy going on. You know, you go to church, you pretend to be something else, and after that, you're somebody else. I can't deal with that. Take me as I am, you know? It's only God that judge. Man can't judge. Because you know what you do behind closed doors. If the cat fits, wear it, all of you. You understand? So I have my own personal way of worshiping God.
Which
do you understand? That is love. Once you have love in you, you're worshiping God, you're praising God. The fact that I see you sitting there, look how sweet you look today. What can I do to help you? That alone, I've put a smile on your face.
And that's your way of worshiping God?
Stop turning it like that. No. Worshiping God is like, I'm going to repeat it again, it's love. God knows my heart. You know what's good, right? You know what's bad. You know what's right. You know what's wrong, right? It all stems from your home. It stems from how your parents brought you up. That's when you will find your God. But when you don't, that's when we start looking for church. That's when we start looking.
I can't wait to have Trig back on the Battle of Success. I'll post this definitely to Trig. But this is an agape girl. I know that you're an agape girl.
Yes, she is.
And I see her preach sometimes on social media.
So do I.
And so, first off, you also preach on social media?
No, she does.
Okay, so you see her preach on social media. And I'm sure that your reaction to the clash would definitely differ from what Auntie Paulina has said.
Yes.
Definitely, and I wouldn't say I'm a religious person, and I'm not comfortable with the tag of religion. I feel religion, you know, is something different. Personally, I'm spiritual. I have a relationship with God.
Yes.
And I'm unapologetic about it. Yeah. I will respectfully disagree with what Auntie Paulina had said earlier about, you know, the whole religion thing being just about love. There's a point where this whole thing starts, and there's something within you that has to connect to God in a way for you to be able to love and love well. And so we're all capable of loving. And of course, God is love, but how are you able to express that love beautifully? As a Christian, the fact that I believe Jesus died for me and God gave me that love freely makes it easy for me to love people freely and not hate unnecessarily.
But that means you don't have to go to church to be able to love people. That's what she's saying.
Exactly, and I'm able to do that, and I love everywhere. It's not church that makes me love people, but the bit of the church is just for me to be able to relate, of course, to other Christians.
Do not forgo the gathering of the brethren.
Exactly, and apart from that, of course, I would also want to go by the Bible, and not foregoing. It's not just about obeying what God has said, but also when I'm loving, relating to people is part of loving, and being able to see other people's needs and meeting them. Of course, when we're meeting together, that's when I get to know that you have a need. That's when I'm able to also meet that need.
But
yeah, so that's where, but it's not a must. If I don't go to church on Sunday, I'm not going to beat myself up about it because I'm not going to church. Oh, but now, thankfully, you can read the word and can even have it on the internet. In our church version, we have it. You can, watch TV and also relate. That's, of course, if you're not able to. But if you can, it's a beautiful thing to do.
How are you able to, keep that peace? Because they say, you get peace from God. But here you don't want to pay tithe because you don't believe. But the Bible says you should bring a tenth of. Okay.
Hold on.
Okay. Let me understand.
Okay. I just want to explain that. The things I do daily with money and love and whatever, I don't need to go to anybody's church to go and give them money.
But the Bible says you should.
Well, you can listen. The Bible interpreted by so many different people. That's up to them. okay? It's different versions of the Bible. It's up to me. I'm sharing my experiences,
exactly.
my personal views. It's only God that judges. It's not an individual. I know my heart, and God knows my heart. God knows my mind. He knows what I think. If you get time, even take time to know you, you will know who you are and what you're doing, if you're a hypocrite or not. We're too busy watching what other people are thinking of us and not knowing deep in our heart what we're doing. When I pick up a child off the street, God thanks me for it. I'm busy going to the church, dressing up to kill, and going and sitting in there and showing how much money I can give. Oh, so-and-so mother just died. And then somebody bring 2,000, somebody bring 200, and you're there. All the churches do that.
What have you taught your kids?
That put God first, love.
So do they worship?
Oh, my kids don't. I have one that goes to church all the time. That's his choice. That's my last born. That's his choice. He loves to go to church. Then I have two who goes when they feel like it, just like their mother. Do you understand?
Oh, so you actually go when you feel like it?
When I, 31st.
Okay, so that's a lovely way to end this conversation. Have the men join us. 31st, we have the 31st churchgoers, and Auntie Paulina is one of them. The men were going to join us. We're going to revisit this tithe business and all the things that comes with being Christian and how you're able to handle the fame and try adjust and still be a Christian or still be a Muslim, because we have T-Flow with us during this discussion. So let's take a break. The men will join us and then we'll continue the discussion.
How much is 10%? If you have 100 CDs, even us making noise about tithe, people are tithing on 100 CDs, 10 CDs, 50 CDs. That means you are giving 5 CDs and you are making noise.
If going to church is indeed a good thing, and I don't think it has to do with anybody's perception about you, whether you go there, because everything has to do with faith. And as humans, we make mistakes.
When I say I don't go to church, I don't belong to a particular church.
Okay.
That's what I mean.
Alright, so this is the segment a lot of people love, is the battle of the sexes. We've been talking about religion and show business. We've talked about the restrictions. There's an issue of tithing and how Auntie Paulina says she believes that God is love and her religion is love. And now we have T-Flow, Trigmatic join us again, and I'm sure they're going to react to that. But if you joined in not too long ago, then you've missed the first round and the second round. The first round, we had Trigmatic and T-Flow talking about showbiz and religion. The second round, Auntie Paulina Odro, Classy Judy also shared their thoughts with us. Now we're going to have all 4 of them. So in no particular order, let me introduce to you from my extreme left, I have T-Flow, who is a musician. He has a great tune out with Adina. It's called Forgive. I think it's a song everybody should listen to. It gives me some goose pimples because, there's something about forgiveness. It's not easy, but there's something about it. And Classy Judy is a television presenter and also an actress. And I'm going to ask her if she has anything new for us. And like I said, she's into fascinators as well. I'm going to wear the one she brought me on the next set, and then you get to see it. And then we have radio presenter, good musician. I love his songs. And sometimes I tend to think that he's one of the people that we underestimate. Yet he's got a lot to give out, but the society is not just ready to receive the kind of tunes that Trigmatic is ready to churn out, because good lyrics, there's something about Trigmatic's kind of songs. He has certain class that come with it, but the words are refreshing as well. And I know that the latest is where will they go? Is that the latest? Where will they go is the latest. And let me stop. Now, Auntie Paulina also has a great tune with Kobe Huta, and she tells us that the video will be shot very soon. She's refusing to grow. She won't give us space. No, she still wants to be as relevant as she was back in the day, and she's matching the young ones boot for boot. And these are my guests to discuss show business and religion. So we'll do the battle of the sexes now. So welcome to this round, and I'm sure that the men will react to some of the things that the ladies have said in the previous round before we go on with the conversation. So Trig and T-Flow, you've got the floor.
Well, thank you. I was listening to both of them. And yeah, I mean, I agree and disagree with some of the things that Auntie Paulina said. I mean, I love her. She knows that I love her. I call her mommy all the time. But, well, I'm happy that she also said it's her belief. So I wouldn't hold that against her at all. I mean, that's what she believes. That's what she feels. But I mean, if I mean, I'm a Christian, and I love it that Judy said without any apology. You know, I'm a Christian. I'm not just a Christian, but I'm a very I always see myself as one that's eager and hungry to grow in that light. You know, it's not to prove anything to anybody, but to be able to grow to a sort of a spiritual height where I can know what you're thinking before you even talk to me. And that's the beauty of what being spiritual, having a great relationship with the Maker does to you and for you. So I mean, and with tithing, like she said, I mean, this is not the first time, and the issues about tithing has come up and up and up and up. Now, however, I believe, I mean, tithe works for me. There are times
when you say works for you, how? Maybe somebody will be asking.
I believe in it, and because I believe in it, whatever I expect that my tithe should do for me, does for me.
What do you expect?
Oh, so many other things. So from protection, people just think rewarding is just money, you know, and that's a system we've grown for all of us. We believe that everything is material. We believe that, you know, money shows that you are rich, your car, your house, your beautiful wife, or those things. But, you know, throughout the year, you know, people just, somebody just gets a stone, hits his head, and he dies. So the little things and the slightest things have killed so many other people. When I'm tithing, I don't tithe because I expect to buy an airplane tomorrow or tomorrow next. There are times where you even tithe and things are even tougher. But I believe that my tithe, one, I'm fulfilling scripture by giving to the Levite. Now, let anybody not lie and say that the tithe is like money that maybe is collected and maybe is bent or take. No, but we all know that it is used in making the kingdom better.
Then we hear that it is given to the pastor. Is the pastor?
It is. It's supposed to be given. That's what I'm saying. It's supposed to be given to the Levite. I mean, besides tithe, there are even more things the scripture says that, you know, remember the people that teach you the word. There's so many other things. You understand? Now, even when you go to other places besides the church, you pay money. When you go to the hospital, yes, the doctor is giving you a service. He has learned, I mean, it's up to him. And Auntie Paulina is talking about love. He's supposed to love enough. I mean, when you go to Kolebu and you are dying, he's supposed to see that you are dying and to treat you as it is. But no, you have to pay. If you have not put your card down, pay your card money, they will not even mind you. How much is 10% if you have 100 CDs? Even us making noise about tithe. People are tithing on 100 CDs. 10 CDs, 50 CDs. That means you are giving 5 CDs and you are making noise about it. For me, it's not, look, Bible says that when you talk about the poor, Bible says that the poor will forever remain with us. It's the poor, and it also says that the difference between the poor and the rich is vision. It's in Bible, it's in Proverbs. You understand? So the poor is choice. It's a choice. Some people, yes, are met by certain situations, so they are unable to come out of it. But if Auntie Paulina is giving me money today, she may love me and give me 50,000. Trade, go and set up a business. In my mind, mommy will with Jimmy Papa. Me or mommy 50,000. And then I say, me pep coin, me so cry, and I'm sanded dada, and a woman, and my samba, and my baby. You understand? So there's no guarantee to the kind of love that we give off. The only guarantee, and per my teachings, is that you can love, when you love the Maker, he teaches you how, like Judy said, how to love Auntie Paulina in a way where I can be with her. It may not be money. I can speak words of wisdom to her.
you.
I can teach her that, okay, when you do this and you go this way and you go that way, it will help you. You understand? So there's so many reasons why we go to church or go to a place of, I mean, come on, otherwise, if you want to go and learn driving, why do you go to a driving school? If you want to go and learn baking, why do you
Those
go
are
to a
physical
bakery?
things. At least you can see
I was going to say it's physical.
Uh-huh,
We don't
okay.
see God.
No, we don't see God.
Yes.
We do not see God.
It's
but
our faith and our
yes,
belief.
but
Just remember that.
But do you see the knowledge?
No.
You don't see your
You
knowledge.
learn that.
But
It's through
where
your
do you
honesty.
no, but where do you learn it? Even a home has a structure,
Let
which
me
is the
tell you,
house.
My
which is the
mother
house.
and father are the one who started me with the truth.
In a house.
In the house.
Yes, good. So there was a physical structure, which is the house.
Right.
Yes.
If I never had that, I probably wouldn't be who I am today.
Good.
Because I've realized the hypocrisy. That's why I'm behaving the way I am. The hypocrisy is too much. Pretending to go to church every Sunday, come back, you're a different person.
Yeah, but that's
That is
but
my
that's just a few
problem.
people. No, but that's just a few people.
It's not few.
There is
oh.
few.
People,
It's not
there
few.
are also people
Who-
that out of love they've actually become religious or Christians because people showed love to them. So we always talk about the negative, but people have been loved and shown so much appreciation that they did. So let's not just talk about the
Are you
hypocrisy.
saying that when you love someone, it means you're a good person?
No.
Yeah, but that's what you're saying.
Gabby, I
Sana
said
Woka.
God is love.
Yeah, God is love.
Right?
But do you
Hold
believe
on.
that there are some people who do gestures of good to take advantage of them?
All the time.
Good.
All the
Good.
time.
So it's a guarantee that your love you're showing to me is the best.
That's no.
It's
I
in
think
the same
you're-
like no, it's the same like you're saying that someone goes to church
Yes.
and comes back a different person. You show me love, and you can go back and tell Judy that so it happens. So don't just push it to one side.
No.
That going to church
I
and coming
think you're
back.
misunderstanding
No,
me.
I am not.
You are.
I am not.
Okay,
I'm
so-
also drawing your mind to something.
I understand what you're saying. I know exactly where you're coming from. Because if you break it down, that's how it
Because
sounds.
they're different people. So you cannot
We're all
generalize it
individuals.
using one person's
You heard me
experience.
from the beginning when I started this whole thing. I am an individual. It's my faith,
Yeah.
my
Your
belief.
belief.
Good.
Do you understand?
Yes.
You have your own faith. You have
Yeah.
your own belief.
Yeah.
Do you understand? I started from the church too. What made me divert? That's what I'm sharing. Do you understand? Me, as I see, God is the most beautiful thing when you find out who God is. Okay? I had issue with Jesus. And I had to fight with that to understand it.
Okay, you are.
You probably would think, yes,
What kind of issue is that? I'm interested.
okay, I will share that.
Sweet Jesus.
Oh,
You have a problem with
I
sweet
don't,
Jesus.
how can I fight
He's
Jesus?
such a
I
darling.
can never fight
Tiflo, you have
anybody.
been quiet a while. I'll come
He
to
knows
you.
where I'm coming from.
Oh, do you
That's
know where
why
she's
he's
coming
quiet.
Tiflo, you know where she's coming
You know
from.
where she's coming from?
I'm
He's
actually
listening.
listening.
Okay, so let's
He's
hear
listening.
your issue with Jesus
I
first.
don't have no problem with Jesus. I love Jesus. Okay? Because I love everybody, as I said. My problem is, I'm from a home, okay, where it's broken to Christianity and Islamic. Now, Jesus, it's, to me growing up, was God's child. The older I got, I started seeing Jesus as a prophet. Do you all understand where I'm coming from? There's a diversion.
I think
of
Islam
your
says Jesus is a prophet.
Yes.
So maybe that's why she says
I'm
you understand.
trying to let you
Okay.
all understand that religion is a huge, huge problem. It's all about understanding your faith and you yourself individually, your belief.
When you have an encounter with God personally, it's a different thing altogether.
I have.
When you grow to a point, and it's not about what your parents taught you and all
Right.
that, but you come to understand God personally and have that personal relationship with Him, you know, through certain things you've been through, and you see Him
Thank
for
you.
yourself and accept Him for yourself and start a relationship. You grow to a point where it's not about, you know, who told you, but just, you know, your own personal account.
And I'm sure that you also
relationship.
believe in tithing and you pay tithe.
I do it in my way, and I do, and it
in
works.
your way,
it
is
works
it the
for me.
one do you give to the church, or you also have a different way of
I
paying?
have my way. I give to my church.
That's
yes,
not a giving.
I
it's-
do.
You pay your
And
tithe to the church.
I do. I do.
10%.
Yes. Sometimes even more.
Okay.
But for me, it's not even about. It's not like I've had moments where, out of circumstances or whatever, I have faltered and might not have done it religiously, but I believe in it, and when I can, I do it.
But the Bible doesn't say when you can.
No, that's why I'm saying that I would not say that I've never faltered, that every single time I've made, whatever.
It means that because it says that bring 1/10 of all.
And I'm telling you
to
that
the storehouse so that I will rebuke the devourer for your sake.
And there are times that I even do more.
Now, Tiflo, you don't do tithe, but I'm sure there are alms that when we're growing up in social studies, we heard that there are alms that you give and all that. Yeah. So which one do you? Well, you cannot decide to even disagree with any of them.
Yeah. I think the whole concept of love is so broad that I feel like if we know good and evil, and you believe strongly that God is love, then you should be able to love to do good in every way.
So you can forgo your prayers?
Forgoing prayers isn't a good thing to do. Going to church is a good thing to do. So if you love to love because you feel God is love and you know what is good, I feel like you should be able to love going to church. If going to church is indeed a good thing, and I don't think it has to do with anybody's perception about you, whether you go there, because everything has to do with faith. And as humans, we make mistakes. Somebody can try to put down a whole month for Ramadan, fast just so he can take away the bad deeds, and then come back after Ramadan to pick it all up again. Yeah. That doesn't mean that the person is a hypocrite and so you shouldn't go to the mosque.
Thank you.
That doesn't mean some Muslims are hypocrites and so you shouldn't fast. Yeah. That doesn't terminate the whole concept of fasting. At the end of the day, it has to do with your relationship with the Maker. If you have a relationship with the Maker, you should be able to sit at home and then see that perhaps your presence, even in the church or in the mosque, would affect somebody's life positively.
Exactly. Exactly.
That is the first bit of it. When it comes to zakat and the tithing and stuff, like we've all agreed to, the belief is everything. My mom and my big brothers constantly tell me, you they pay, oh boy, you for the pay, you they pay, because Trick mentioned something. The things that comes true for you when these things are going on, you don't even see it. Sometimes you go feed day there, and I'm being realistic about this. You go feed day there, and you get a big gig coming in for you. The next thing you realize, the gig is not coming again. Manager says the people are not confirming it. Some of these things, it comes from, you don't know where it comes from, but I feel like if you have a strong belief in the Maker, He can intercede so many things for you. And so many things will fall in your way. Promotions from job, the ease of work. People sit down and tell you how they get your lines. I don't know. It comes. So maybe all these things has to do with your connection with the Maker, your strength, your tithing, everything that has to do with good deed. And if you believe that love is the ultimate thing, then you should be able to love doing good, which cuts across everything. Auntie Paulina says something about going to church on the 31st. And I felt like, if you don't believe in going to church at all,
why do you go on 31st?
And then you choose to
go every day.
31st, I feel like that should be the basis for you to go as often as you can.
Let me explain.
As often as you can.
I'll invite you to my church. You like it. It's not noisy.
You people don't understand. When I say I don't go to church, I don't belong to a particular church.
Okay.
That's what I mean.
Okay, but you go to church.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
church.
Okay, but
not religiously.
Once in 2 years. 31st.
I don't belong to any particular.
Every
You understand?
year.
See, the thing people don't seem to understand when I say I don't go to church is this. I don't belong to a church.
Yeah.
I have not labeled myself to a particular religion.
Okay.
Because a particular church.
Yeah, religion.
Oh, religion. So, no, she says religion. So, you can decide to visit the mosque.
Yes.
Okay, okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Now I get it.
And the
Right.
fetish too.
Yeah, because that's a religion. That's a,
fetish.
But you're not.
Why now are you
that's how you
doing
do it.
like that?
No, because I believe in God.
Face.
Religion too. It's African traditional
And
religion.
they got the way they do it. Mine is the
what do you
Christian
think
way.
that?
I don't know it.
Exactly.
Oh, you people have to listen to my heart. Listen to my heart, you will understand it.
If there was a traditionalist here,
I don't
Usually
like that.
they-
though.
they-
I don't like that.
They end up praying to God.
Or you go to the Buddhist temple.
I've done it.
Okay.
Okay.
I've done
how
it.
did you feel?
Because that I think that's what opened my eyes to certain things. Buddhism is all about you finding you. That's what it's all about.
But you don't think that's what Christianity is also
No,
about.
Christianity, we have to believe that there's Jesus Christ who showed us the way, who loved us, who saved us. Okay, we have to remember Jesus. We can't just, Buddhists don't talk about Jesus. You understand?
Yeah.
It's all about you. You finding you. And you are God. Do you understand? Because I tell you my struggle. Maybe you all can understand it.
Okay.
My struggle in this world is trying to be righteous. That is my biggest
That's why
struggle.
you need Jesus, because you don't have to try. Jesus paid the price.
Look,
Jesus
I had
paid the price
That is where you
and
need
imputed
God.
righteousness
Thank you.
into you.
I'm
You don't
constant. That's
think
why when
that
I say
is
to
actually
people
a
about God,
It's God, God, God.
That's
No,
all I
no
say.
Jesus.
I've always said, and I'll continue saying it, anyone that doesn't believe in finding the roots of being righteous, to do the right thing, and to do good, that's my struggle in this world. Even when I tell a white lie, my children will tell you, oh, Jesus Christ, I'm trying not to do that. Now look what you made me do. I'm struggling constantly to do good, to even not to do things that, people are not expecting.
You need not to struggle.
But I am struggling because the world we live in is full of destruction. It's full of obstruction. And any corner you turn, there's something's going to turn you to make you think twice.
That is why.
That is why I'm saying to you it's a struggle, because I am fighting to do good. And people are obstructing me all the way. So if somebody's doing a bad thing and I'm on my way, they are obstructing me.
You're supposed to be looking up to Jesus, not people who are obstructing
You
you.
see, the Holy Spirit, you don't
The thing
struggle.
is, the world will not change because of you.
Of course not.
People will not change because
That's
of you.
what I'm trying to
That
say.
is why you need to work on you.
Thank you.
And good, but you see, people have been made to think that following Christ means that Christ himself teaches us to find us. Christ himself. So people, that bit of him has not been taught, or people don't touch it. You see, like I said earlier on, people it's natural. Tiflo will react if I say something that he's uncomfortable with.
Anybody will.
He will, yes, good. Anybody will.
Yeah.
So people don't like to feel that. And that's why I feel like people run away from Christianity, because they feel like it questions their morality.
Christianity.
It questions. No, it's not just Christianity, because look, there's certain religions, and I'm saying certain because I've been certain places. I've read certain books. I don't just limit myself
To one religion.
I do limit myself to one religion.
Oh,
like
okay.
to
Christianity.
knowledge.
to knowledge.
Yes,
I like
okay.
to explore.
That's what I do.
Good. But in exploring or in reading all of these things, it's just a few that touches on, because most of them want to touch on the emotions of people. The moment you touch on a person's emotions, you can win the person. The moment I'm able to understand you, I can win you. You understand?
I understand.
So most writers, most philosophers have grown themselves to make other people believe in their superior knowledge.
Thank you. I'm so glad you hit that.
So I'm just coming to that.
Come.
Now all of it, none of them are able to tell you that this is wrong, because they fear that there's the fear of not following them again. And that is why Christ differs. Now he came and he said that I am the way, the truth, and the light. He didn't mix his words.
No.
And I always tell people, I said, look, I'd rather follow someone that's sure of himself, that his teachings are sure and straightforward, than to have to now worry about finding out certain things or certain parts or look, there's nothing, you don't lose anything when you die today and realize that all of these things didn't even mean anything at all.
Nothing. You're not taking nothing with you.
But there's a lot to lose when you get there and you realize that, oh, so I really needed this and that and that and that.
Now let's ask the final one before we go. And people say that, yes, people in show business might say they are religious. They belong to Islam or they're Christian. Yet, there's some malam somewhere. There's some charm somewhere. There's some fetish somewhere. They will still go to other. They say, too many powers don't spoil anything. So let's go and add. And I hear most often that Islam permits that. Is that true? So you can go to a malam somewhere to give you some charm that you wear maybe on your neck or keep under your bed, you know, so that you get more shoes. When you go and climb the stage, so you play well.
Generally, the word malam means teacher. And just as you'll be able to have a conversation with your pastor or your reverend or whichever spiritual leader you have, and then talk about your problems, and you both will decide to embark on probably a 1-week fasting thing or a 1-month thing, and then it will come with conditions, things you need to stay away from and things you need to do. That is the same way a malam will go through this same process to teach you exactly what to do to help you build yourself through whatever positive end you are hoping to get. However, we live in a world where everything good that comes can be used in a bad way. I know that the malam is the imam. The malam is the person that is teaching you what to do. I have personally had an experience. SHS 2, I was having this terrible health problem. And I know this senior close to me, his name was Fishbone. I don't know how else I should call him. So I hope he's listening somewhere, because I haven't seen him again after that. I told him, I know he's very good with the Quran, because every day after mosque, you find him like seated elsewhere when we are all done, and he'll spend time there reading the Quran, and he's really learned. So I tell him that I'm not feeling well at all, and I've tried everything. He just took, he asked me to get a glass of water, and then we sat down and we recited the first chapter of the Quran 7 times, like seated in front of the water, and said I should drink and use some to wash my face, and I should sleep. I think everything has to do with faith.
Thank you.
Faith. Amen. So when it comes to malams and the aid people get from spirituality and all that, that is the little bit I can
So
share
you don't
about
believe
it.
that? You don't have any extra power apart from, you know, the
Power,
Quran?
the charm of power bank.
Can I just say something quickly? I've got one quick thing to say. Please, all of you, don't misunderstand what I've been saying.
Oh, no, but you're entitled to.
Of course,
yeah,
I just want to
entitled
explain something. Number one, I was brought up as a Christian. And trust me, everything that I was growing up believing was genuine. Yeah. The older you get, there's certain experiences you have. None of you have reached my age yet. And maybe when you do,
they might have a change of mind.
Talk to me like this one day. But all I'm saying is a certain experience. I've lived all over the world. I've lived in Japan, I've lived in China, you name it. I've lived so many places.
So don't you think that is
and even India, I've gone through the Hindu, understanding their religion, their faith.
Now, don't you think that is the diverse religions that you're exposed to that has left you, you know, in the state where you're not sure?
Probably. I don't think I'm confused about my belief. I'm not at all. I have faith and I have belief in the Almighty.
Back to the voodoo thing, and then we are gone. So in show business, I hear that there's a lot of that, and there's a lot of charm in this business.
Well, I've heard too, just as you've heard.
But you don't believe that it works?
Because I've not tried it. I don't know. I mean, I don't think we'll even get there. But I mean, like Tiflo said, look, if the maker can help you do everything, you know. So there's no need to. And then I always say, people haven't found themselves. If you find yourself if you find yourself. If you find yourself, money doesn't matter to you. If you find yourself, fame doesn't matter. Look, as it stands now, I don't kill myself over fame. And you know that. This is not the first time you're interviewing me. I don't kill myself over fame. I don't kill myself over being accepted. I don't kill myself over so many things. You know, so what am I taking something for? That's the question. Because if I'm taking something for, if I believed so much in fame, then I could probably, if that's my priority or my purpose, then I could probably go and get it because I want to be famous and be all over the place. But you see, the question is, after all of that, then what? After all of that, then what? Because famous people have died.
Just like everybody else died.
Just like everybody else. Rich people have lost everything. Rich people have died, just like everybody else. So I think that people just need to, you know, relax and sit down and find themselves and then ask so many questions. I think people don't ask questions any longer. We wake up in the morning, we're quick to go find money. Last time I did an exercise somewhere and I asked the group I was talking to, I said, each one of you should tell you, I know all of you want, how many people want money? They raise their hands. I said, look, I have money in this bag. It's worth $1 million. I want you to write one thing in 10 seconds, what you would do with $1 million. None of them gave an answer within 10 seconds. It means that everybody is finding money, but don't even know what they want to do
with the money.
You know, so that's the kind of world we have grown around us.
It's so true.
You know, we have, look, we have not prioritized human.
It's true.
We've prioritized everything else but human. So your dress means more to you, your hair, everything means more to you than us, than you, even you yourself, than me, even me myself. So if I don't groom myself in such a way or in that manner, look, depression is growing. Why? Because we have grown every other thing but ourselves. You know, so I believe that yes, it's there. And like Tiflo says, spirituality exists. I have seen things, mystical things. Weird. You know, weird. I mean, when with all respect, when Otunfuo's mom died, we saw things. We saw water in baskets. We saw things. People kill themselves and raise themselves back again. So spirituality is there. It is there. But it's what you believe in that works for you.
Yes. Judy, last words and then we are done.
I would say, let me pick it from finding yourself. When you're able to find yourself, it makes it easy for you to value who you are, you know. And for me, Christianity, or let me say my spiritual relationship with God has made that possible. You know, you value yourself, you're fulfilled. And so you're happy. Your happiness is not based on some gig you go and play or some set you are on or what you don't get. You're happy in yourself.
That's right.
And you shine through that, you know, and the fame isn't the ultimate for you, but you know, the way you're able to even impact other lives, that is the ultimate for me, you know. And at the end of the day, what happens after life? That's what we should be thinking about. Is the most important. It's not all about here on earth.
Earth is heaven.
Okay, so I'm sure that you've had diverse opinions on religion and showbiz, and these people you're seeing have exhibited to you, you know, what they believe in, or they've said to you what they believe in, and how that is guiding their path in this business. I'm sure that when you see them do certain things, you know that, well, they still have Christ they hold on to, they still have Allah that is guiding their path, and they still have love that is seeing them through. But here is how we end this show today on Joy Prime. Thanks for watching. My name is Mzgee. We are back again next week with another episode. Have a good evening.